Okay. All right, let's just double check this real quickly because I've got something to say. I got something really, really, really big. The Ben Askren fight was just ended like 20 minutes ago, was rigged. For once in my lifetime, for once in my goddamn lifetime, I actually paid to see a fight. I actually paid to see a damn fight. And you know what I got? A reminder. A reminder of why boxing is no longer relevant. Because the fight was rigged. It was clearly fixed. It was clearly rigged. Whoever the judge was, I can't remember his name. Whoever that judge was, he failed in his duties to allow that match to go on. You know why? Because he got money. Whoever was involved got money. Hell, maybe even Ben Askren got paid to throw this fight. But he went down with a single punch. He came right back up, and he was in a stance ready to fight. He was in a fighting stance, ready to keep going. And any boxer would tell you, any ref would tell you, who's not being paid, that you let the fight go on, especially when millions of people are watching. If you want your sport to come back, what you need to do is to let the fight go on. But no, they don't care about the long-term success of the sport of boxing. And that's why boxing is dying. Boxing is dying because of things like that. And that's why UFC and MMA will continue to rise and boxing will continue to fall to the fucking ground and beyond that into the innermost, deepest layers of hell. Because after all this being said, it's very clear that the ref, maybe the judges, and if you look at all of these fucking idiot sports articles and these announcers and sports journalists and writers, like they've ever been trustworthy in the first place, they're all agreeing, saying that, oh yeah, this fight needed to be stopped. No, it fucking didn't. You liars. You lying sacks of shit. I saw it. I saw the fight. I saw it with my own two eyes. Now, granted, it was through these goggles, but still, I saw the fight, and very fucking clearly, this is rigged. That's it. It's just rigged. The mafia has control on your balls, and it's completely rigged. Fuck you, Jake Paul. Ben, if you got paid for this, fuck you too. And fuck anybody who had their grubby little fingers in this deal. All these bastards who are part of this. You fucking give me back my money, goddammit. I wanted to stream this. I wanted to just watch a live stream and not having to pay for it. But I decided, you know what? I want boxing to gain its popularity back. But no, fucking no. Of course not. No. Instead, what they give me is a pile of shit that they found on the ground, and they shoved it up my ass using a wooden tent pole and brought it back up with a wooden like tent pole mallet and shoved it up there so far that I can taste the shit that they sold me. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? Get off my screen, Avast, McAfee, whatever you are. I don't need you right now. Askren, exactly, Ethan. Askren lunged backwards, and again, I don't know if he was on the make for this. I would have probably lunged backwards too. I'm a grappler myself. I would have lunged backwards too to escape it, fallen on the ground, and then, okay, I'm on the ground, let me get up. And then he leaned forward in a fighting stance to keep going, but God forbid boxing allows things to keep going up. No, absolutely not. You cannot allow that in today's boxing. The mafia has its hands in it, probably the mafia of 100 different countries in there, and I swear to God, if you ever want boxing to come up in any of the world, this is the exact opposite way of how you do it. No, they don't want it to be popular. They don't want to be big. They don't want to have good fighters anymore. What they want instead What they want instead, ladies and gentlemen, is to keep the sport as down low as possible so that people can keep making bets underground, kind of like with laundromats and laundry, mattress sales stores. They're all set up for money laundering. That's what boxing is now. It's just extreme money laundering. Yeah, it was a false beef that they did for the money. Yeah, that's fine. That's what all fighters do. That's fine. I don't have any problem with the B thing or the weigh-ins or anything like that. But that is the biggest. That is a fucking waste of money that I spent. Thank God I'm not a betting man. I didn't bet any money. But you know what I should have done? I should have known. I should have known that this is what was going to happen. I should have fucking known. I should have known. But I didn't, because I have some hope in humanity. And Ben Askren, Jake Paul, and then whoever the fuck the ref was, you took advantage of me. You took advantage of my heart, my soul, my trust in people. You took advantage of it. You pulled my pants down and ripped at my testes. And you know what? I should have known of it with the fight before, where the guy was falling over like a Latin American soccer player, doing the Peter Griffin, pretending like he got hit in the balls when clearly he barely even got hit, swiped on the hip. Barely. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I should have known immediately that this group, whatever it is, Tiffany's, what was the name of the thing? Who is it again? I mean, it was like Fight Club hosted by, whatever, Tiffany's. I'm going to call it Tiffany's. Fuck you, Tiffany's. I should have known immediately that it was going to be like this. I should have known that it was going to be rigged like this. Look, my nipples were hard at the beginning of this. My nips were hard, but they're not anymore. My nips are softer than a baby's asshole. Don't ask me how I know that. I am so infuriated right now. I got church in the morning. It is Saturday night. I got to wake up for church tomorrow. But right now, instead, I'm ranting and raving like a fucking lunatic because of the injustice of what this is. All you guys watching, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Watch our podcast. Watch our animated shorts. This little bear of Crosouls Pit. You get to hear from Crosoul as well here. But I just have to rant and rave on this for just another couple minutes. If you guys are all right with that, give me a thumbs up or something. Yes, please keep venting in the chat. That's beautiful, okay? But listen, you need to hear this shit, okay? So I go online. I click on one of these YouTube links to let me, see if I can stream the fight before I have to go to bed. And I feel wrong. There's something in my chest that says, no, you can't do this. You have to instead go and buy it. So I find a way to buy it. And I sit through a couple of crappy fights. One was all right. But then one came where it got stopped because one guy felt like bending over in pain because his dick got swiped. But it didn't. He didn't get hit in the balls. He didn't get hit in the dick. None of it. He didn't get hit by any of it. Instead, you very clearly see the glove graze maybe around the side a little bit over here, which the side is dubious but not illegal. All right, you got 180 degrees from here to here. Okay, this whole front is fine. And then you got, you see that he got swiped on the other side of the other hand on the hip. The hip. And he's pretending, let me get it back over here. And he is pretending like he got hit in the dick or the balls, and neither of them happened. And then what happens after that? People say, oh, look, the fight's about to come on. The fight's about to come on. No, just kidding. Fuck you. It's Justin Bieber. It's Justin Bieber. Which, by the way, a great musical choice for this, right? I mean, I guess it matches the level of douchiness, but no. I mean, clearly this is just utter. Let me get back on track, okay? So, Justin Bieber concert happens. I sit through it with, the mute button on, listening to Sabaton, some real music. I know, boomer alert, sorry. And then the fight comes on. And Askren comes in here looking with a little bit of a muffin top, a little bit of a dad bod. Works for me. I've seen worse shaped fighters win much better, fights. And then what happens is Jake Paul comes in, and he's got the NFL robot Cletus over here pretending like this is that Rock'em Sock'em Robots movie, Real Steel. And he's wearing shorts with SpongeBob's glued to his legs. Like the padding on your thighs is something that, it's a normal thing for boxers to do. I bet he picked those sponges off of the fucking Suicide Force floor. All right? But I digress. Then the fight comes in, and you know what? It's a couple of decent shots from each of them. Askren gets a couple of minor ones in. Jake gets a couple of minor ones in. Jake gets one that's kind of to the front. That's all right. That's fine. It's not a bad shot. It's not a great shot. But then Askren comes in for the clinch, whatever you call it in boxing. They hug for a little bit. Okay? And then the ref backs him up. And you can already tell. The ref turns to the side and says, "Hey, are you okay to keep fighting? Are you okay to keep fighting? Do you want to stop?" Ben's like, "No, obviously, let's keep going." So they keep going, and now Jake gives him a hug. And again, ref turns to Ben, saying, "Hey, Ben, you want to stop? You want to keep going?" And Ben's like, "Yes, I want to keep going." Okay, so Jake finally gets released from the clinch, gets a good, decent punch to the forehead, by the way. And may I remind you, most knockouts don't come from the forehead, they come from the chin. Because you get the force of that whipping action, whipping the brain against the interior of the skull. Okay? That didn't happen. He got punched straight in the forehead. And then he fell backwards. Now, again, as a grappler, I know if you get hit hard enough, just jump with the force of it, and you're going to get hurt less. Okay? So Ben Askren lunges backwards, and he lands on the floor like you'd expect for something like a decent, all right punch, all right? There was some power behind it. Not a lot, but there was some, and he just tried to get out of the way by going backwards as well. So he lands on the floor, he gets up, and the ref automatically goes, "Ben, you're done. You're done. Stay down." Ben says no. He stands back up. He gets in a fighting position, leans forward, and attempts to go. He's clearly leaning forward like he wants to go. Ref is holding him back like a drunk friend about to go into a brawl. And no, the ref just says, "No, you're done." The whole time, from the very beginning, the ref was trying to get a stoppage on this early, as early as possible. Why? Well, here's my theory. My theory is that boxing is still very much tied with not only the mafia, but any other gang that can be affiliated with it. All right? That's why they got Snoop Dogg. Okay? Now, Snoop's no longer a real, gangster, obviously, but he has some ties, and he's got some positive media PR. Okay? He's a likable guy for a lot of people. I don't have a problem with him, but he probably still has some gangster ties, and those gangsters called in a favor. Hey, let's get Snoop Dogg to announce this. Okay? And then what happens? Well, gangsters, they want the big fights, but then they want everyone to go away as soon as possible. Okay? They want everyone to leave boxing alone as soon as possible so they can stay in the dark. Oh, I got this little fuzz. So they can stay in the dark as much as possible and do their evil deeds. It was all rigged from the start. All of them. Again, guys, grateful to have you here. Please sub to the channel to listen to more rants like this. And we've got a podcast here, Crosouls Pit, the Pit podcast. And we've got a couple of hilarious, animated stories. But yeah, I'm just glad to hear you guys are all here watching, learning. Keep throwing. Anyone else have any theories to put out here so I can push it out to the ether for everyone to watch for years to come? Oh, everyone. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know what? Yeah, see, okay, so there's some in the chat, and in my head, I'm twisted on this too. Something that Ben was involved, some people don't think that Ben was involved. Upon first watching, I thought Ben wasn't involved. But as I'm thinking about it more, I think that Ben was involved too. You know, because if I were Ben in this situation, I would immediately call for a rematch. I would immediately call for another fight, except this time it's going in the octagon, not in this gay little square you got going on. Because clearly 8 sides is twice as much as 4, therefore it's better, right? Or you know what would be even funnier? Have it be a wrestling match. Put in a circle. 4 sides? No. 8 sides? 0 sides. We're going to have a damn circle back in my wrestling days. That's what I would do. I'd be like, all right, cool, you've had your fun. Now welcome to my world, bitch. That would be lovely. You know what? Here. I'm going to do something very special. Jake Paul, I'm challenging you to a judo match. I'm challenging you to a judo match. As soon as you want, I'm ready for it. I'm only like 5'7" and 160 pounds, and I'll still whoop your ass in a judo match. All right? That's random enough, right? That's something that, you know, you can go into someone else's world and see what it goes like. And this time it can't be rigged. Because I'm going to have my guys take care of this. I'm going to have some real judges there. We're going to have the same media presence, but instead of letting the mob and the mafia take care of it, you know who I'm going to let take care of it? The guys from Beef O'Brady's. I'm going to let some restaurateurs take care of it. All right? And I'm going to let some fight fans watch it, right? I'm going to make it $10 a pop. All right? $10. So I'm ready to go, Jake, whenever you are. I'm ready to go, Jake. Yeah, I agree, Storm. I feel like a fucking retard for watching this fight. I feel like I got ripped out of my money like so hard. They grabbed my nipples and twisted it off like it was a beaver mouth. I feel like a taint. I feel like a sweaty, hairy taint right now. Because how dare I put my faith in people like that? I don't, my heart is broken. My disappointment is immeasurable. And my day is ruined. Yeah, that's a good point too. Right before Ben Askren went down, you know what you heard Snoop Dogg say? You know what you heard him say? I don't bet on new fools. I don't bet on no goofballs. Get me my $2 million. Snoop Dogg bet $2 million. $2 million on Ben Askren to lose. It wasn't for Jake Paul to win. It was for Ben Askren to lose. Can you imagine? Can you imagine having the balls to bet $2 million? The balls. I couldn't be as famous as Snoop Dogg and also bet $2 million. Those ideas are mutually exclusive. Rich people don't get rich by betting $2 million. That's just not how it works. That's not how it works in the real world. No. What really happened here was very clear from the beginning of that second to last fight. One fighter was winning, one fighter was losing. Losing guy wanted to stop the beating, and he pretends to have a dick injury. Boy, you clearly didn't have a dick to begin with in the first place. Clearly. My webcam is going all over the place. I'm sorry for making you all dizzy. But clearly, this guy didn't have a dick to begin with in the first place. So I ask everyone in the chat, out of 100%, What is your faith in humanity right now? Out of 100%, what is your faith in humanity right now? Let's see it, chat. What percent right now in your heart? Yep. 0, 3%, 0%. That's right. I mean, hold on, Tay. All right, so we got 1, 2. Yeah, okay. So we got 2 Jake Paul fans in the chat right now, and I'm gonna talk to you real right now. I'm not gonna whine or rant or complain to you too. Anyone in here who's a Jake Paul fan, I have to ask, number one, why? If it was because you bet on him, you're part of the problem. Just letting you know. But if you're just a fan, I mean, it's okay. You won't be 12 years old forever. Number three, for you Jake Paul fans out here, this isn't me calling you out. I just want you to know. Your life is hopeless. I'm sorry. That's it. I said it. You don't have any hope. It's all gone. I took your hope and threw it in the pit. You bought the propaganda. You might as well be Chinese at this point. Bowing down to Xi Jin, Winnie the Pooh. And now that I said that, I'm sure that YouTube's going to take this down. It's only a matter of time before YouTube takes this down anyways. They're going to read Askren, Paul, rigged, and they're going to take it down. But yeah, this is my frustration is just burning at this moment. My heart is burning here. Let me tell Crosouls that I'm doing this because he don't know. He doesn't know right now, and I have to let him know. Hey, sorry for not telling you guys earlier, comma. I'm live streaming on the channel right now. Period. Come join if you're awake still. See, we're in India right now because some guy keeps chasing us around and ruining our podcast. So we're kind of running away at the moment. I'm still grieving the death of my Uncle Melvin. All that Uncle Melvin wanted from me was to watch a good boxing match and to drink a beer in his honor. I did one of those two things, Uncle. I did one of those two things. I mean, how do you win a silver medal in the Olympics and then fail so hard? The answer is he didn't. He didn't fail so hard. Ben Askren clearly was ready to continue the fight. Very clearly. I mean, seriously, there's really only one option you can think of. Either Ben was in on it or he wasn't. All right? Either way, it was absolutely rigged. The ref knew what he was doing very clearly because the whole fight, he was trying to get Ben to discontinue the fight. The whole time. Even from the first clinch that they got into. Again, I don't know if that's what it's called in boxing. I know that's what it is in Muay Thai and MMA. When they just started to hug and whisper sweet nothings into each other's ear, the ref clearly pulled him to the side, looked at him and said, "Do you want to stop the fight?" But it wasn't a question. No. That was a, "Hey, you better stop that fight right now or else I'm going to lose a lot of money. I swear to God, if you don't stop soon, I'm going to end your whole family line." And Ben was like, either Ben was like, "No, screw you, let's keep going," or he was like, Nah, man, like another 30 seconds. It's one of those two options. It's one of those two. That's it. That's all you can say. I mean, seriously. Like, again, I wanted to root for either side, right? I'm fine with Jake Paul as a person. I don't care about the fact that he was involved with rioting and looting and burning stuff down, sending, boogeymen out to grab stuff for him so that he wasn't technically the one stealing. I don't care about that right now. All I cared about was having a good fight. Good fight? There was not. There was no good fight. There was barely a good 30 seconds. Barely. My nuts have shriveled up to half their size because of this fight. My asshole has doubled its size because of this fight. And my wallet is $50 lighter, or however much it was. All I wanted was a good fight. I wanted it to maybe go 3 to 5 rounds. 8 rounds is a bit much to ask from two people who are not necessarily proficient in the sport. But, Chad, I want you to look at me right now. Look at me in the goggle. Can any of you out there honestly look at me in the goggle and tell me that this was not a rigged fight? I don't think any of you can. I don't think any of you can look deep in your heart and say that this was not rigged. Every single one of you knows for a fact that something fishy was going on here. I did a little bit of research before I started this. I'm not that mad. I'm not that crazy. A little bit, but not that much. And this, whatever this company is, Cirillas or whatever the name of it is, they did a match not too long ago with Tyson involved apparently. And all going up to it, they said, oh, due to COVID, this is just an exhibition match. There's not going to be a winner announced. There's not going to be a winner announced, right? But they were making it sound like it's not going to be on anyone's official record. No. Instead, what they did to make sure that all the papers got it right and make sure that all the bettors lost, because there were still bets on this exhibition fight, what did they do? They called it a draw. When they were talking to the papers, and they were talking to the box offices saying, make a draw the most unlikely of outcomes, right? Make it the most expensive. What did they do? They told the papers to say something along the lines of, no winner's going to be declared, as if, again, there is no win or loss on either of their official records. But what instead happened was no winner was declared because there was a draw. The most unlikely of bets in any fight involving Mike Tyson occurred under this same management, this same company, same group of people. And who was the only winner in that? It wasn't the fans, the people who saw. It wasn't the fighters, unless they were in on it, which, I mean, come on, they probably were. But who got screwed the most was the fans, because all the betting money that they put on it, all of it went down the pooper. All of it. Because who bet on a draw? No one bet on a goddamn draw. Guys, it's been about 30 minutes. If you can, just to help me out, take a look at our channel, Crosouls Pit. Subscribe. Or, here, why don't you watch our latest video, our latest cartoon short first, about a guy who got his penis stuck in a beer bottle. Just came out tonight. Go ahead and take a look at that video and let me know what you think. If you like it, give it a like and subscribe. If you don't, then, you know, fuck you forever, I guess. But I appreciate you being here and willing to vent your frustrations out with me. Once again, we've proven that boxing is stupid and for bitches, and that MMA rules forever. You know, to make sure that you never, oh yeah, you might be able to see now. Those are my trophies. So again, Jake Paul, if you want to fight Judo, I'll fight you in Judo. My rules, just regular IJF rules. If you want to fight, then I'm down. And I'm sure I can make you a lot of money, too. So, offers on the table. If there are any Jake Paul fans in here, bring this video to him. Let him see it. Because I want to fight him now, too. I have no professional wins under my belt. So I bet that he could win pretty well, right? Well, at least that's what I'll tell the bettors. You can't tell under this mask because there's excruciating facial scars on me. But I'm smiling right now. So, anyways, thank you guys so much. Go ahead, check out the rest of the channel. Just watch one video. It's like 2.5 minutes. All right. Just let me know what you think. Give it a thumbs up if you like. Give it a subscribe. And fuck boxing forever. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful night.